seem quiet this morning. Is something wrong?
Nothing in particular. Just didn't sleep very well, that's all. Probably this weather.
It is cold, but I slept like the dead.
Yeah, that was apparent from your snoring.
Did I keep you awake? I do battle at night sometimes.
Yeah, that's apparent, but no. Just some things on my mind, that's all.
Anything I should be aware of?
I don't know. It's hard to say. There's kind of a queer feeling in my guts today. Not sure what it is.
Perhaps it has something to do with his bloodlet throne?
That's possible. I don't know.
What is it with bloodlet throne anyway? It's a strange name.
Yeah, well, it's a place with a checkered past. Back in the day, by day I mean a long time ago, there was this fella who made his fortune in fresh meat. And it started out at his farm, of course. People come from miles around for fresh cuts of beef and pork and all that. Well, eventually he got so popular, he decided he was going to set up shop elsewhere. For some reason, never could quite understand it. Story doesn't really explain it. He moved out here, up in the mountains, built himself a place. Substantial. Tower made of stone built into the rock. Most people reckon that he did that because of the natural land features. There was caves filled with ice, a perfect place to keep meat fresh. Anyways, turns out after a while, people lost touch with the man, his whole family. They stopped coming to town to sell their meat. Eventually, people's got curious, came out here and checked on him, and the place was a mess.
What do you mean a mess?
Well, seems something terrible happened there. Place was awash in blood. It was nasty. Blood everywhere, but no bodies. Place was deserted. Looked like it had been so for quite some time. Dry blood caked everything, from what I hear.
Really? Is that why they call it bloodlet throne?
I suppose. Never really thought about it. Anyway, so the building is abandoned, and of course other people stepped in to take over the hole in the meat market, so to speak. No one ever heard of the family again. However, its storied past keeps people from frequenting it. Superstition and all that. Makes it a perfect haunt for vampires, ne'er-do-wells, and looking for a place to hang out.
I see. And that is why we are going there, yes?
That's right. I ain't never been inside. It's been some time since I was in that area. However, there is no doubt it is secluded. I mean, if you was looking for a place to hang out and not be discovered, there are multiple reasons why Bloodlet Throne would be a good choice. First of all, it's out of the way. It's up in the mountains. It's off the main roads, of course. Plus on all the superstition that goes around it. You know, people get funny about that. Keeps them away.
I see. Keeps people from sniffing around, is that it?
Yeah.
What is the matter?
I don't know, something about this area always freaks me out. Clouds my vision.
What do you mean clouds your vision?
It makes my sight not work the way it normally does. Makes me feel funny. I told you I had a queer feeling inside.
I see. What is it like?
It's akin to blindness, my friend. I'm experiencing it right now. Let's get back to the road.
This is strange, yes?
Yeah, it is. There's something about this area. I lose my way. We better stick to the road. A robot's gonna get us killed. Oh, that's better.
What do you think it is? Some sort of interference?
I don't know. It's hard to say. It doesn't hurt or nothing like that. It's just disconcerting, you know? You spend your whole life having something like a sixth sense, and then suddenly it overwhelms you or goes away. That's problematic.
I could understand that. Speaking as one shaman to another, I have had similar experiences in my life.
Really? Like what?
Well, as you know, often I see my visions through the entrails of animals I've hunted. The type of animal and its entrails depict certain types of scenarios.
What does that even mean? Sounds to me like you're using words that aren't in your vernacular. You know, you've changed since you learned to read.
I will take that as a compliment.
Well, it was meant as such.
Well, in times of war, you slay a wolf. You inspect its entrails and you look for those things that might give you signs of victory or defeat, help you shape strategy, if you will.
And what the hell is it exactly that you see in guts?
Well, that depends.
Yeah, what does it depend on?
Well, at the moment that you disembowel an animal, its guts flop to the ground. You can study those. You've heard of people reading tea leaves and such, yes?
Well, yeah, it's shapes and patterns and looking for things, right?
Yes, it is the same.
But you gotta kill an animal to do it?
That is correct.
All right, now that don't make no sense.
Why not? You doubt the technique, the ritual?
No, it's not that I doubt the ritual, but you said in times of war, you go to a wolf. Now, you had me retrieve a wolf when you was trying to woo Therial.
Yes, what is your point?
Well, that ain't a thing of war. That's about love and relationships.
My friend, love and relationships are war.
Now, see, there's your problem right there.
What? What is the problem?
You making an analogy between war and love. I mean, I can understand it to a degree, but that could be your blocker.
What do you mean, blocker?
I mean, you're constantly talking about how you can't woo this woman you want, right? Maybe you ought to approach it more delicate-like, you know? Maybe not approach it as if you're gonna go into battle.
Why would I do that? It seems ridiculous. Love is war.
All right. Have it your way.
I will. I always do.
Yeah, I noticed. All right, now shut your face. We're coming up on this place. The closer we get, the worse it feels.
Why? Do you feel we are threatened?
Not exactly.
Well, elaborate. You frustrate me, robot.
I apologize. It don't come natural to me to talk to other people about my visions, all right? It ain't a thing I do a lot. I'm just saying. Something here feels like menace, and it ain't the same as like, oh, there's a vampire in there or something. I've fought more than one vampire in my life. This feels different. Like a lot of death.
Do you think it's the place? Or its residents?
I don't know. Maybe some combination of both. One way or another, we're gonna find out.
Do you smell that?
Yeah. Smells like a lot of smoke. Weird smoke. Like after a tree gets struck by lightning or something.
It's not just that. It is blood.
Yeah. You got a much sharper sense of smell than I do, like a dog. I don't smell nothing but smoke.
It isn't just blood. It is a certain kind of blood.
Now, what do you mean by that?
It is the smell of viscera.
You mean like disembowelment kind of smell?
Yes, blood and bile.
Well, I'll trust your professional opinion. Nobody knows more about guts than you do, after all.
This is true.
Yeah. This may be the source right here. Gods. It's at least two bodies right there, in various pieces.
And a monster.
Indeed. Are you getting right up in there?
I am looking at the entrails.
And what does it tell you?
It's difficult to understand.
Why? What makes it difficult?
Well, it implies a god.
What do you mean implies a god?
Well, it implies that a god was walking these halls.
Oh, shit. There's another one. How does something imply that a god is involved?
You would not understand.
Well, perhaps you can try me.
In Atmora, they teach us, as shaman, to be sensitive to the disposition of viscera. There are patterns, there are things to watch for, there are smells, there are feels. Each one of these things indicates something specific.
And what you're saying to me is what you're seeing indicates divinity.
Well, that is true. But it is not that simple.
This is a lot of blood. You seem alarmed, my friend.
I am.
And what do you find most alarming besides the presence of monsters?
The entrails would suggest that they were not torn apart, but burst from the inside out.
Arcay's balls. There's at least 3 bodies in a pile here.
That is what I mean. They are concentrated.
All right, but that doesn't explain this whole divinity angle you're talking about.
I am just reading the tea leaves, as it were. They indicate the presence of divinity.
Well, I still don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to take your word for it.
Here they are reduced to ash. These people have been pulverized.
Well, there ain't no doubt about that. Any soul gems around here? And coin. Seems a shame to waste coin now.
We are surrounded on all sides by ill omens, my friend. This is not a place to linger.
Well, believe me, Idastog, I understand what you're saying.
What do you mean?
I feel it.
You feel divinity?
Well, I don't know if it's divinity or what. I feel the presence of something very powerful. And very
angry?
I don't know. I don't think angry's the right word.
I understand. I feel a powerful emotion. Perhaps it is not anger. Something else.
Yeah, I feel it in my own way.
Something tore through here. What it was intent on, I can't understand, but it decimated everything.
Oh, here we go. Everything was either reduced to ash or pulled apart.
Almost as if so that it could not be reconstructed or reconstituted in any way.
Yeah, this is a rather permanent destruction, I would say. Yeah. Here's another one. Hang on, here's a letter. Harissa, keep your coven well hidden. The Shade followers have poisoned the highest levels of House Volkihar, and dissenters are not safe. I'm preparing to leave, but it is difficult to find an opportunity for escape. These Shade fanatics have locked down the castle and are scrutinizing my every move. They are testing my loyalty. Once I get out, I will come to you and we can leave together. Getting out of Skyrim should be of the highest priority. I know a secret way. Ortholf.
Do you know this, Ortholf?
I do not. This is a bloodbath.
This is carnage, my friend. This is wanton destruction.
Well, it is a destruction driven by some highly volatile emotion we have not yet put our finger on. Could it be discussed?
I don't think so.
Well, we both reckon it's not anger. And what is it?
There are a few things scarier than anger when it comes to emotions on the whole. But what I sense is more powerful than that.
Well, how would you characterize it then?
Could it be ambivalence?
Well, now, my understanding of ambivalence is it's a profound not caring about stuff.
That is true. That's what this feels like to me.
All right, so you mean like a detachment, like no emotion?
Yes, that is what I mean. It is scarier than intense emotion is no emotion, especially in the face of this kind of destruction, don't you think?
I reckon it is.
Perhaps there is something you can do to find out what happened here. You have visions, yes?
Well, yeah, but I ain't having no visions right now.
Perhaps you should try.
All right.
How will you do this?
I don't know. I gotta put myself in the presence of whatever was here.
And how do you do that?
Well, it varies. Sometimes it's just touching something. Sometimes it's looking the right way. Sometimes it's a taste or a smell. I never know what's gonna trigger it.
Well, perhaps you should think about it. Come up with something.
I can't just come up with something, all right? It's not how it works.
Doesn't sound like it works at all to me.
All right, fine.
Let me think about it.
Here we go.
we gonna get out of here? Right now.
What is it? What did you see?
Just come with me. We'll talk about it later.
Well, did your experiment work?
Yes, I saw something.
What did you see?
I said I would tell you later, and I will. First, we getting out of here.
Very well. What about your desire to find the Shade Cult?
We can consider that theory tested.
How so?
Well, obviously, the letter reveals that this is a faction. The Shade Cult is a faction of the Volkihar vampires that has risen up and taken control of the family. This here was a faction that did not adhere to said paradigms and ideas.
I see. So what now?
Well, first we getting out of here, and then we got a meeting to attend.
Ah, yes, that's right. I forgot. Well, let's get to it.
What's he doing in here? There can't possibly be a delivery in here. Little shit. Been following him for days. Man, when I catch him, I might wring his neck just for fun. What's this? An eye? Charcoal stick. What is this place? Oh shit. Where'd he go? He's a slippery little twat is what he is. Wait, what is that sound? What is that? Oh, if this is some sort of trick, I'm gonna gut him. He can't possibly know I was following him. I'm basically invisible, right? Shit. Gotta keep looking, eh? What's this? Hey, man. What's going on? You little shit. Oh, you're not gonna get me through there. No point in trying. Better keep looking. I suggest you take any left you come to. When you come to a left, just take it. I'm gonna kill you. I don't know. You gotta find your way out of there first.
Listen, you seem really mad. I mean, I know you're mad at Marl, but this note is really lame.
You're not supposed to read the notes you deliver.
Well, I read some of them, especially when they're stupid.
What you mean, stupid? You can't tell that by looking at it.
Actually, I can. It's not very often, you know, a carriage driver just walks up to you and says, "Here's a note, gonna deliver it tomorrow." You know what? Nobody knew where Marl was until a couple of days ago. Hey man, that's not gonna work. You're just gonna hurt yourself. Don't even try.
Would you shut up and let me out of here?
I can't do that. You got yourself in, you can get yourself out. Remember what I said about lefts? Listen, I know you're really mad at Marl, and I've heard it has something to do with a lost body. Is that right? Well, maybe I can help you find it. I do specialize in finding people, after all. Oh, you got skunked again. Sorry.
What do you know about what I want or don't want?
Oh, hey, man. Ooh, that's grisly. Close that up. That's disgusting. Wow. That's even worse than a charcoal stick, man. Anyways, yeah, I mean, your lust for revenge is sort of legendary, dude.
All right. Keep talking, eh?
Okay. Listen, I find people, and you need to find a person.
I need to find myself.
Well, yeah, that's just a technicality. I can help you out.
In exchange for what?
How about you just owe me a favor? And then when I call it in, you gotta come running. I like it when people owe me favors.
You little twat. Why should I deal with you?
Because I'm the only one who can find what you're looking for.
All right, I'll consider it. What sort of favor are we talking about?
I don't know yet. Something that's going to require your particular skills, right? I understand you're good with knives, lockpicks, things like that.
Well, that's true. Fine, I'll do it.
Excellent. Tell you what, you come on over here, and I'll tell you how to get out.
Where exactly is here? I can't find nothing in this fucking place.
Keep coming. Getting warmer. 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 Oh, you're hot. You're super hot. You're like burning up. You're burning up.
Oh, shut up, you fucking twat.